Hey, what's up friends? In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to make this dude, Extinction, aka the Allosaurus, and this might be the last really big build that you see on the channel for a long time because of the move and it gets complicated. But yeah, it consists of all the fossilizers, even the small dudes. And so yeah, we're going to break them down, 5 pieces, torso, arm, leg, blah, 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 and then I'm not going to reassemble them because it's too difficult. I'm going to cut away and I'll be right back, okay? All right, we're going to start with the legs. As you can see, they're pretty much identical, well, nearly identical in philosophy they are. And so I'm just going to use one as the base in terms of like a stencil and to help me build this. And so, yeah, the easy parts. Up here, you can see this is a Ractonite tailpiece, the hip covering, and this is the Ractonite torso with the Tricranius spear. And I can just remove this. Easy enough, right? Very easy to understand. And down over here, it gets slightly complicated, but it's not that bad. This over here, let me show you. So these are the large Ractonite legs, right? I was about to call them the Ractonite legs. The Ractonite leg. My Asian tongue, baby, still gets me. Basically grew up here all my life, but still, Asian tongue, it's in my genes. The Ractonite legs, you got them plugged into the hip connectors of the Transmutate, and they are cinched together using one of the Transmutate legs. And then, or, you know, I may just refer to them as Paleotrex sometimes, but you know what I mean, right? And then the head, forms the heel. And so once I pop these off, you'll see that it's actually pretty basic. Very, very basic, right? We have that axe hip bit from the Paleotrex or Transmutate hugged with the thigh. Oh, this bugs me so much when I see something like this. I have to fix it. Like the pin is not facing the right direction. It will destroy me. I'll think about it all night. I'm sorry about that. Even though I'm going to take it apart, it will mess with me all night. Okay, we have the hips sandwiching that axe bit. The axe bit is plugged into the Ractonite face. The Ractonite face, right over here, there's a dark post, like a peg that protrudes up. Then you plug that into the knee, and then that plugs in over here. So you see that? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to say so, and actually a lot, because you'll hear that from me. This is, we're trying to make it use double points of connection as much as possible because that makes the build very, very sturdy. And then the P-Trex face, we are just plugging into that little port inside. And that's the same for the other bit as well. So if we go back to this, all we need to do is just plug the Ractonite feet into the legs over here. And that will make this kind of like splay out a little bit, but that's totally fine. And you just want to close them up as best as you can. And then stand my man from here to Japan. We're going to plug that in right there. And that's pretty much the leg. And I told you the Tricranius spear. Pretty much same thing for this side as well, except we have the spindle face over here. Yeah, easy bake oven, right? Super duper easy. The arms are not symmetric. Yeah, just because the pieces are different. And the body... oh boy, the body looks like a bunch of scaffolding. You'll see what I mean later on, but I really do like the torso. And so we'll jump to that just in a sec, okay? One sec. Okay, before I show you the arms, just for context, they are going to plug into these bits. These are the shoulders over here, and originally I made it so that they could plug in using this and this, the 2-point connection, but it didn't quite work out, and so I'll show you that in 1 second. All right, let me put them away. I'll show you the arms. All right, so here are the arms. They are asymmetric, yes. They do have a similar length, though. That was unintended. I mean, I was trying as best as I could, but it actually worked out quite well, better than I thought. And so let me show you this one first. And I'm very, very happy that I was able to include Dracodon and Vertebreak. And yes, they are fossilizers. Just, you know, look up TF Wiki. Hasbro confirmed it as well. They do have one port that you can use over here in the tail, but they're not like the traditional fossilizers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so this bit... this is a really cool way to integrate Vertebreak into the build is you just have her hugging the 2 little prongs that extend out from this like tail bit over here. And that's pretty much that. Yeah, you got to configure it. You got to flip her legs over, her shoulders over here. But I think you understand, right? These are the Vertebreak arms. Sorry, I keep pushing this up over here. These are Vertebreak arms sandwiching the tail. And then you just get the legs to flip over like that kind of, right? And then she will plug in right over here into this bit, okay? And in terms of what this is this is the P-Trex, the thighs, right? And they are sandwiching the axe bit, very similar to the other stuff that we saw a second ago. And then on one of the legs, we have the spindle leg with the buckler, and then the one on the other side doesn't have anything. And then down here on that center post, we have a Transmutate leg with the P-Trex tail. And then we're going to plug this in right here. And it's actually supposed to be somewhat like Megatron. Beast Wars Megatron. You know how he has the tail bit and he has a little flat part of the tail? And so that's what it's actually supposed to be homaging, believe it or not. And so that's one arm, okay? The second arm, you can see Dracodon is prepared very similarly in terms of the arms hugging Spindle's tail bit over here. And so they are plugged in using 2 points of connection. One bit on the Skelivore tail. Sorry, did I call it Spindle earlier? Skelivore tail, and along with the little post, the tail port back there of Dracodon. And then here we have the Wingfinger torso, right? And it's hugging. You see a lot of this hugging kind of technique. Hugging the lower torso of Wingfinger. And then up at the top, we have one of the hands, the forearms plugged in over here. It's also plugged into a secondary forearm post, and this is plugged into, there's a post that extends out from this bit over here. So again, trying to achieve the multi-connection philosophy, so to speak, framework. And so we just kind of get that one in there, and that's really going to be the main point that holds it. This one is not as deep, it's rather shallow, but it still holds. It still holds. And that's pretty much the arms. And those are pretty much the arms. And where they connect those are the points where they connect. You can see they're almost the same length. They're almost the same length. And so I dig it. I dig it. And oh, sorry, I'm nursing an injury right now, actually. So I'm a little slow on the draw. Oh my gosh, the torso is going to be terrifying to put together. And so this will plug in. Wait, what? Yeah. This will plug in right there. And then this will plug in right there if I can get it. Yeah, it'll be like, hey, focus. Man, it'll be like that. Okay. Now we're going to work on the torso, and I don't think I'm going to put it back together, but we'll see. Because I may not be able to put the torso back together because it is quite complex. Because, yeah, look at this monstrosity. Whew. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we are on the last leg of the race, and it's the most difficult one. It is the most complex one, and it's the one that I've been dreading oh so much. I think we can start with this back part over here. Well, first of all, let's kind of take a look at this. I absolutely love this part over here. This portion of the chest, this coming down. I love this. Love how this comes together, and love. Okay, so the back part, these things, these little wing bits, they don't really do anything. So I'm just going to remove that. Oops, don't want to mess up the spine. And I really like how I was able to use the spindle spine as the spine, and very, very satisfied with how that came out, and very deliberately done. And so here we have, see, look at that. We have the spindle thighs, and they're being kind of held together by the little buckler. And that's the bit that's going to plug into the back. And this, yeah, these are just the Paleotrex legs. And come on, guys. Come on, we're on camera right now. Please don't embarrass me. Please. These are the Paleotrex legs, and they're plugged into a pair of Transmutates and Skelivores. And in the little the wrist thumb hole, we have the tail, and then the top of the tail, and on the bottom we have the Vertebreak and the Dracodon tail, and then Tricranius and the Ractonite bits. And again, they don't connect into anything. It's just frilly loosey-goosey. So now that I've shown you that, I can move that out of the way, and that will plug in right over here in the back of Spindle's area. This over here is not bad either. Just kind of like, I don't know, solidifying everything. And that's the Wingfinger skull, obviously. And so let me pop that off too. Yeah, I've had to use little pieces of paper now and then because, especially Spindle and I was about to call him Ractonite, Masterdominus, they have a lot of tolerance and like fit and finish issues, and I really was disappointed. But kudos to Hasbro. I wrote them a lengthy email and videos showcasing the really bad QC, and you know what? They actually refunded. Well, they didn't refund it. They gave me credit, and they sent me a ton of figures basically in the amount of money that I had spent, because I bought 3 Masterdominuses and 3 Spindles, and I showed them that each one had all these problems, and kudos to them. They sent me an equivalent amount of toys Yeah, yeah. So kudos to them. Yeah, and they acknowledged. They're like, yeah, that's not great. I was like, no, it's not. I even hit up Mark and them, and I was like, yo, like Mark Mayer and the cats on like IG, and then they're like, yeah, they're like, reach out to customer support. Then those are the types of things that they're there for, and yeah, they encouraged me to do so. Okay, how to? All right, you know what? You know how we had the wings that were just draped over? These bits are also just kind of draped over as well. And so I'm just going to remove them. Well, they're not completely draped over. They do, here, let me show you one part first, then I'll show you the other part. Okay. So we have he just fell over. We have the Paleotrex foot, right? Or the claw or whatever. Then we have the Ractonite Tricranius foot, and then the tail, the large Ractonite leg, and the Wingfinger leg with the little spear, right? And so how this connects is that this is going to connect into that spindle torso. And then what this is going to do, it's going to wrap around, and that is going to plug into the Skelivore torso over here. And that's supposed to bring some additional stability to like this. So you can see that it's not going to fall apart despite it being made of so many different parts. And that's what I'm talking about, the beauty of the double connection mechanism. When you make large figures, I don't know, me personally, that's a framework that I abide by because it works. The smaller stuff, you can use single points, but as they get bigger and bigger, double, triple points of connection, I feel like is essential. Okay. So yeah, again, you can just pop that off. And then one is just one, it just peels off so easily. But when you get two in there, boy, does some magic happen. And let me get that out of the way. Ow, 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 ow. And cool. That's just like this over here, right? And this spine going up then connects into these Tricranius legs. And it does have to be the Tricranius legs because the difference between the Tricranius and the Ractonite leg is that this has two posts, one on the bottom of the foot and one on the back of the calf, and it is essential. So you cannot swap them out with the Ractonite leg. I'm trying to find a good way to... Well, I mean, I could just kind of remove this and show you, but... Okay. I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't rehearse. I didn't rehearse this because honestly, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I was doing some cleaning and I saw this guy and I totally had forgotten about him. And I was like, you know what, before I disassemble and pack him up, why don't we just do the video? So this Tricranius torso, not Tricranius, Masterdominus torso is hugged right now by two mirrored sides. And those consist of this, the Skelivore face, right? The Skelivore dino face, and the Transmutate one. And then this comes down into the spindle foot. Same thing for the other side, and they are held together by the spindle tail. And I really like that a lot. I can't just pull them off because look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, or just doing one side. 1, 2, 3. Those are all connected together. And then 4 and 5, those are all connected together. So you can see this is a very solid mechanism over here. And this comes down and that's plugged into the torso. This comes down and it's plugged into this. So you see what I mean, right? Like there's just a ton of stability on this thing because of the multi-locking mechanisms. And I think if I undo the tail, I think I'll be able to peel everything off. And so I'm going to try that right now. And my spindle legs, I have reinforced, by the way, with the hot water trick. And so hopefully the claws will not be popping off during this demonstration. And now I'm going to peel them off from the side. Is this the right way to do it? Yeah, that worked. Oh, yeah, but I want to leave the spine intact. And this is really cool too. There's a spinal cord. Spinal cord coming down from the back of the face and the head. I love that. Absolutely love that. And yes, totally intentional. Just love that so much. Maybe it didn't connect down over there, but I really wanted it to. Yeah, I think that was the one part that I couldn't get to work. Like I wanted it to connect down there, but it didn't. So yeah, that's right, because this was here. Okay, so this is what the inner torso would look like. And see how everything is just falling apart now that I've kind of removed those bits? It really does require you to have those multiple locking mechanisms in place. And so from the side profile, here, let me show you. This is the Masterdominus torso, right? This and this are specific to Masterdominus. There are these extra appendages for the elephant legs, and so you got to have one over here coming down from the back of the Master D torso. We connect that to the Paleotrex dino torso, and we connect that into the tail of Masterdominus, which has the hip connector in there. And then this bit will actually sit underneath the chin. Well, it's all falling apart right now, but it will, anyway, it will rest like that, okay? Yeah, dude, this is all falling apart. And over here is just the spindle leg and the Skelivore leg and the tusks of Masterdominus. And these will also plug into something, but let me show you the two halves. Okay. You have the Skelivore face. On the side, we have the Masterdominus tail. We have the hip connector for the Tricranius. One part is plugged into the neck port of the Paleotrex, and the other part wraps around to the Wingfinger leg. And down over here, we have that spindle foot. And then we have a buckler on the outside of the Tricranius leg. Sorry, I'm like swallowing a burp right now. I know, super gross. But the way this would work is that this would plug in there. And this would plug in, like I showed you, this would go in. Dude, I almost cursed right now. And then the Skelivore bit will plug in there. And then we had the tail threading through this area, remember, earlier? And then this would connect into the spine, which would then connect into the head. I really, really like this a lot, right? And now it's starting to get kind of like solid again. And we do the same thing for the other side. I know this is kind of like, I know I'm not doing a great job of explaining this, so I do apologize in advance. It is the best that I can do, considering my current situation. And then we're going to get that in there. And then we're going to get that to, yeah, like that. And now everything is nice and secure again, right? And then where's the... Then we could just get that through here. Then we could just get that through there. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Like that. And then we have this connecting into here. And that connecting into there. Man, I was watching what is it? My favorite movie is it's this old movie from 1996. I actually got free tickets to go watch it with my buddy. It's called That Thing You Do. It was Tom Hanks's directorial debut. That is my absolute favorite movie of all time. And I found out that an extended version was available on YouTube for purchase, and so I bought it and I've been watching it, and like, dude, I know that movie back and forth. I can spit lines, and like, but yeah, the extended cut is so different. It's so different. It really expands upon the movie and the lore, and I'm so happy. It was like $15, and I'm so happy that I bought it. Sorry, I know it's so random. I love that movie though. Absolutely love that movie. Actually, I didn't think we were going to get the torso back together, but we did. Yeah, and so that's kind of the torso right there. Should we try reassembling him? All right, believe it or not, we got him back together, and I think that's about the best It's not as nice as it was before, but it's good enough. And so, yeah, if you hung out and watched this whole video, man, you are a legend. I really appreciate you. If you have the Fossilizers, check it out. Maybe do a remix. Maybe, yeah, dude, do something better. But yeah, build, measure, and learn. Build, measure, and learn. That's the name of the game. Yeah, if you're a builder out there, yeah, I hope you can appreciate what I did. I had a lot of fun. It was very challenging. And so, yeah, peace to everyone. I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, bye.